Verse 17. If ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. Now, in verse 18, I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen, but the scripture may be fulfilled. Yes. He that eateth bread with me hath lifted up his heel against me. Now I tell you before it come, that when it is come to pass, you shall believe that I am he. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that receiveth whomsoever I send receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Yes. Now, when Jesus had thus said, he was troubled in spirit and testified, and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. Now, this idea of betraying the laws of the United States of America, um, it's been my experience that the sheriff's department likes to punish people, the police department, the judiciary. I just have to do what you say. You would rather use fraud and forgery, body doubles, and fraudulent mental health evaluations to keep yourselves from getting sued. See, I have certain rights as a citizen, and I'm wanting to use those rights. Now, when you think about it, yes, I do have the right to sue you for asking the landlord to do anything. Yes, it is not her responsibility. It is my responsibility as the applicant for rental assistance to make sure that you have all the necessary conditions, yes, so that you can do your job. Now, let's say I find out about a friend of mine's personal life, yes, and I say, well, this is what I do. Somebody's driving around in your car getting parking tickets. Yes, I'd make sure to take it out of my name. That friend does what they do. Yes, I don't have anything to say about what they're doing. Yes, I just give them the advice that I would give myself. And they will make their own decisions about what they do. Now, somebody said that I'm going to decide. I'm going to decide that we will violate the laws. And we're going to keep ourselves from being. Are you going to decide today? This idea of betrayal. Mhm. You know, I informed you of a burglary where all my personal items were stolen. Yes. But you thought it was funny. Is it your dogs that think this is funny? I've endured 7 years and 9 months of torture because of your refusal to acknowledge my rights as a citizen of the United States. I told you about fraud of using a picture of my sister Susan Bowers. Yes. But there could be a lot larger fraud going on where the biological children of Marilyn are not Mike's. Yes. Then there are all those individuals that had to trust the authority of Foursquare. Oh. Now, I don't need gurus and quacks deciding what's going to go on in this. Sheriff, I'm going to want my sons today. And as much as you don't want to give them to me, you are obligated to remove the crime from the judicial system. Now, there's this fear. Let's say I'm somebody of significance, innovations, lawsuits, volunteers. One of those that would wash the feet of a woman so as to make sure that she understands how submissive I am as a man. I'm going to want to speak to that woman about her involvement in all this. And for those of you that said, well, we don't have to enforce the contractual obligation of being an oath of office, that oath that you say was not enforceable, I will actually sue each and every individual that is legally or professionally liable for the enforcement of the laws, child abuse laws, kidnapping, exploitation of children laws. Yes. And as much as you wanted to say that you're going to continue to punish me for your crime, yeah, you'll find that as soon as I can get the laws enforced, I will get an attorney and I will sue you for everything that you will ever own. Now, this morning I was listening to the court television. Yes. There's a question about the relationship of government in the personal business of those that are business owners. I have signed a lot of contracts while I was in business, yes. And I always took it upon myself to protect myself if I questioned the relationship, yes. Now, I have quite a few different business models that I'd like to introduce to the world, yes. And one of them is known as the franchise, multi-level marketing, really, yes. I call it the longevity formula. Mhm, mhm. Very stimulating to economies, really, yes. Involves a large amount of beet fiber and beet juice. BEET. Well, it looks like the government needs to have some control about how involved they are in a person's life. Let's say I wanted a franchise, and I had the longevity formula as a franchise similar to, well, a McDonald's, yes, a fast food restaurant, yes, or Amway, yes, or any of these large franchises where a percentage of the income goes to the franchise or franchisee franchise. Yes, I have to look. It gets me confused. Franchise, or yes. And somebody would say, well, the government needs to control the percentage of the profitability that each receives. Because I'm unhappy with the relationship that I had a contractual obligation to be involved with. Nobody made you sign the contract. You were convinced that as a franchisee of the franchise of the franchisor, yes, that you were going to make money. Yes. Now, if I can get you to sign a contract that I receive 100% of your profitability as a franchisee, yes. I don't think the government should intervene. Yes. If you're stupid enough to sign the fucking See, people have a responsibility to protect themselves when they enter into a contractual relationship and then after the contract is signed, they realize that there's some problems. I had a contractual relationship where I was involved in Forex. Yes. And the Forex was insured by the use of life settlements. Yes. Some sort of Swiss company had bought X number of life insurance policies, and we all know that everyone dies. So they had found out statistically, yes, the actuarial table of the mortality of those that they had purchased the life insurance of. Yeah. Now, I happen to like life settlements. Yes. In fact, could you get me the life settlement industry, every life insurance policy that has been sold? Yes. That I would have the right to purchase because I know all of you will die at some point. Yes. Now, the actuarial tables of mortality of the citizens that are insured gives you the availability of insuring certain investments. And it does make sense. Yes. You can have one of these Swiss trusts, yes, that has X number of $1 billion of life insurance policies in it, yes. And as people die, the life insurance pays off because the ownership is in the trust. Right. And then you can trade Forex without any fear of loss of principal as long as you hold the investment for a certain length of time. Yeah, you'll get your principal back. Yes, yes. The problem is the profitability of the Forex trade was dependent upon what's known as round terms. Yes, the buying and selling of different currencies with the intention of making X number of dollars on each turn. Yeah, so that the individual that issued the contract, they got paid on the trading of the actual currency. And then my clients received X amount of the profitability of the currency trades. Yes. And then I received compensation based upon a percentage of the profitability of all of the trades. Right. Now, every time you're in a contract with somebody for the performance of a job, yes, when you find out that the number of trades is not going to equal to the amount of money that you thought you were going to make as the advisor, yes, I had an obligation to protect my clients as myself because what sounded good at the time of signing the contract, yes, it did not materialize as what was explained to me. That's right. Well, I had to go down to California and get all my clients' money out, just a couple of clients, yes. And I just explained to them that what was sold was not what was going to actually happen. And I wouldn't have known that without the contractual experience of the relationship. Now, I never pursued the individuals. They gave back my clients' money. I gave the money back to them. Yes. There was no loss. Yes. But after that, why don't you get me the life settlement industry? Now let's say